last night, all eyes were on that second leg of the Champions League. It's been confirmed that Arsenal will play PSG in the final.
So after a 20-year wait, Arsenal have another crack at winning a Champions League final, but who will be standing in their way? Bayern and PSG. Kvaratskhelia, left-hand side of the penalty area, he's pulled back, and it's taken only 2.5 minutes. Musiala will take it on. It's Musiala, good save from Safanov, dive to his right, beat it away. Brilliant from Bayern Munich. Here's Kvaratskhelia coming inside the penalty area, can't wrap his foot around it to win it for PSG. What a chance. Now a little bit of space for Davis near the edge of the penalty area. Davis in towards Kane. Kane with a shot and scores. And they've got 1 minute and 15 seconds to get one more. And it's Paris Saint-Germain who are through. The first side in 8 years to make it through to the final as defending champions. And it is Arsenal who stand in their way. It's finished. Bayern Munich 1, Paris Saint-Germain 1. PSG win it 6-5 on aggregate.
The Champions League final between PSG and Arsenal will take place on Saturday, the 30th of May. It'll be live for you here, as ever, on talkSPORT. PSG manager Luis Enrique spoke to TNT Sports after the game about the achievement of reaching back-to-back Champions League finals.
I think I'm a very guy lucky because I achieved a lot of things in football that I never thought in that. But we are one step away from the final, and when we play here, it's a good remember because we won last year the Champions League final here, and I think tomorrow we need to show everybody that we are ready, to show everybody that we respect Bayern Munich, but we want to go to the next step, and that's our goal.
Gabby, just stating the obvious here. Yes. What a side. I mean, they're absolutely magnificent to watch.
Do you know what's incredible about them? And teams have to copy PSG. Is everybody works hard. I know we repeated what we said last year, but they got rid of the Mbappes, the Messis, the Neymars who didn't want to run. You just wanted to attack, not defend. Kvaratskhelia doesn't stop. Dembele, Doué, they work their socks off.
I love that.
Once you're playing against a team that's so good attacking, but will get back and defend. Like last night, they frustrated Diaz, they frustrated Kane and Elise. They were so good defensively as a unit. Like I said, if you're Arsenal now, you're saying, oh, okay then. If they do score, they can sit back. They're not just flying forward and chaotic football. They showed a different sides of their game last night, Enrique. And what's crazy is Hakimi, arguably their best player, was out last night. Zaire Emery went back to right back. He was incredible. Fabian Ruiz hasn't played much football in the last 3 or 4 months. He come into the side. He was the best player on the pitch. It's just incredible. They can bring Barcola on. They've got so many options on the bench as well. And man for man, they're a lot better side than Bayern Munich. Mm-hmm. If you look at Bayern Munich's bench, they brought Nicholas Jackson on.
Yeah, I didn't.
Compared to Barcola and other players that PSG could bring on. But fantastic team, and they work hard, and they look hungry to win multiple Champions Leagues. This could be their era where you look back in 10, 15 years and you say, remember that PSG side that won 3 or 4 Champions Leagues? Mm-hmm. There's no reason why they can't go back to back.
I think about this final and I just see it being, it should be a PSG comfortable win in terms of how they play. But it's a one-off game. I think if they played each other 10 times, PSG would win at 9, 8 or 9. But a one-off game, if Arsenal do and frustrate them, and you know they absolutely can win it. 100%. I just think player for player, PSG are head and shoulders above them.
They're miles ahead of Arsenal player for player, but we know what can happen in one-off games. We know what the decisions are like nowadays. I mean, last night, were they unlucky? Bayern Munich not to get the penalty would have been harsh, but the penalty rule seems to change for handball.
I thought that was a penalty.
Yeah, we don't know, do we? It was harsh because he was his own player. I mean, what can you do? But with the way they've been giving penalties this season in the Champions League, for me, maybe it was a penalty. But in a one-off game, I'm sure both teams are going to have a game plan, and I think it will be tight. But can I just say, Kvaratskhelia? I was waking up and thinking Kvaratskhelia when I woke up this morning.
Spell it, Gabby.
No, I'm not.
Try.
No, I'm not. I can see his shirt on the TV.
Go on, try and spell it.
No, I'm not.
Try.
I'll get that totally
What does
wrong.
it start then with? A kick and curl or curly K?
No, it's with K. But he is the best player in the world.
Oh.
Honestly, he's the best player in the world. Last night, some of the runs he went on over the two legs, and he turns up at the big stage because his stats in the league aren't great. The Bundesliga, sorry, in League 1, but in the Champions League, that's where he scores and gets his assists. He turns up on the big stage, and he's got everything. And also, Shebahn, he will chase back. He will chase the fullback and do his defensive duties as well. He's not one of them big-time players, just wants to create an outstanding player. And, I mean, Paris Saint-Germain have killed it because they've got a group of players. None of them are looking to move Shebahn. It's not like that any of them are looking to get a move to Real Madrid or get a move to the Premier League. He's living in Paris, earning fantastic money, and they've got a young, fit, hungry squad of players. They could dominate Europe, the Champions League, for the next 4 or 5 years.
And you look at the manager as well, and everything that he's been through in his life as well, I think just seems like a
sometimes you
strong character. You
look at a team sometimes and you say, oh, they won the first Champions League last season. The pressure was on them. They did it. Will they drop off this season? You know, they've already won it. No, this team, you could tell by the celebrations, the players, the last 2 or 3 minutes on the bench, every time a PSG player put a tackle in, they're jumping up, they're screaming, the manager's celebrating because it means so much to them. So Arsenal are going to have to be at 110%.
They'll have to be absolutely spot on, perfect. Arsenal fans, how can you beat PSG? How do you win the Champions League? 30th of May in Budapest at live here on talkSPORT. Good morning to Dan. Dan, how are you today?
Morning, Dan.
I'm very well, thank you. Morning, guys. How are we doing?
Yeah, great. How are you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm really good. Listen, I just wanted to say a couple of things before I make my point because I've been waiting to speak to you, Shebahn, for as long as I can remember. I think, honest to God, you are just extraordinary. I think you're beautiful. I think you're talented.
Are you my ex?
Inspirational.
Did I knock you back once?
No, you wouldn't have knocked me back. Trust me.
Prove it, Dan. I'm getting a beamer.
Listen, there's three things in our way, me and you, Shebahn. That's my wife, your husband, and the fact you're way out of my league. Other than that, I reckon, I'm in with a shout.
Love
but anyway,
it, Dan. Love your confidence.
Episode of Blind Date.
The other thing as well is
get this third wheel out of here.
Gabs, I just wanted to say as well, mate, if someone wants to take their birthday off, that's a fair shout, mate. I mean, I think nobody wants to go to work on their birthday. If they don't have to, they can chill out if they want. If they've got the holiday entitlement, they can go and play a bit of golf or just do something you enjoy.
Would you let the kids off school on their birthday?
Well, no, because school's far more important.
Maybe a cheeky treat, though. Like, they'd remember you for that. Like, my mum let me have the day off for my birthday.
I'll get in.
Cheeky
Straight
treat.
in.
Absolutely.
After school club a lot.
Dan, how you beating PSG?
Well, I'll tell you how we're going to beat PSG, and your researchers can look into this, but unless I'm very much mistaken, we haven't conceded an open play goal with Gabriel and Saliba at the back in the Champions League, an open play goal since 2024 in the Champions League. Now, our defensive record is nothing short of utterly extraordinary, and I think that gets a little bit overlooked, if I'm being honest. Gyökeres is coming into his own, and he's going to cause their defence absolute mayhem. Saka is peaking again at absolutely the right time. We've got a belief we're going to go in as underdogs massively, which I think is a huge plus for us, if I'm being honest. The pressure's off. And if we've got the Premier League tied up by then, it's honestly, you're going to see a very, very different Arsenal. Am I saying that we're going to win it? No, not guaranteed, obviously, because Paris Saint-Germain, they're exceptional. But to say that we've not got a chance in a one-off game with the players that we've got and the way that we've played in the Champions League so far, I think is a little bit harsh.
Dan, thank you very much for your call. I get off at 10 o'clock. I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, look forward to it, Shebahn.